Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into why the Stromberg is going to become one of the best purchases in Grand Theft Auto Online when it comes to a weaponized and offensive vehicle. Let's get straight into it. Starting next week, Rockstar is changing a lot of the prices when it comes to weaponized vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online. Depending on what time you're watching this video, some of these changes may have already been implemented, which is good because some of these changes are really good for the game and some of them are really bad. Well, depends what side of the scale you're on for what vehicles are getting changed on their price tag. One of the really good changes is the Oceleot Stromberg, a vehicle that features missiles when you purchase it, a vehicle that can go underwater, and as well a car that can survive a decent chunk of missiles when being shot at. When you add all that together, the price tag of around $3.185 million doesn't sound all too bad, especially when you think that that's without the trade price. It's about $2.4 million if you have the trade price unlocked. However, the next week, Rockstar is changing that price tag to get even lower. It is going from that $3.185 million without the trade price to $2.5 million. And that means if we subtract the $685,000 you're saving from that cutoff, it means that if you have the trade price unlocked, you're going to be only costing about $1.7 million for this vehicle, which in my opinion is an absolute steal. For example, this is the Toreador, or the Toreador, I never know how to pronounce it. Either way, this is a better vehicle in a lot of ways. It's got a super speed boost, which allows you to go faster. It's got really good handling as well. This vehicle's got 4 seats, as we can see. It's a pretty amazing vehicle, plus it has unlimited missiles, and very, very powerful missiles at that. The problem with the Toreador is that it's going up in price tag from $3.66 million to $4.25 million. Yeah, that's not the cheapest price tag in the world. So because of that, the Stromberg is less than half the price of the Toreador. And if you're a newer player coming into Grand Theft Auto, or you're a player that has a lot of money but maybe doesn't want to splooge as much money on a Toreador when you could buy 2 or even 3 Strombergs, I definitely can't blame you. This is a really, really solid vehicle, and in today's video I'll be going over what makes it such an incredible car, even today in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let's first of all talk about this vehicle's handling and top speed. The Stromberg is not the most impressive vehicle when it comes to either metric. I'll be honest, it only goes at a top speed of 112.75 miles per hour, which is not all too impressive. And not only does it not have the most impressive top speed, but it's also only got a lap time of 1 minute 8 seconds. So it's not the fastest vehicle out there, but to be fair, it's also not the slowest. It will get you from point A to point B in a fairly decent amount of time. It's about the same speed as the lower end sports class, so it's not awful, it's just not the fastest type of car in the world. So do keep that in mind, you're not going to be breaking any land speed records in the Stromberg. But what the Stromberg has going for it is just so many things. First of all, it comes with missiles pre-mounted on the vehicle when you purchase it. There's not many weaponized vehicles that you can think of that will come pre-mounted with missiles. That means you don't need to purchase the upgrade whatsoever. It comes pre-installed. That's awesome. You don't need to do bunker research like you need to for a lot of the gun-running vehicles. The Oppressor, which while is going down in price tag for a newer player, is still an absolute pain to finish all of your gun-running supplies. But not only is it going down in price tag, but the fact that, yeah, you don't need to spend nearly as much on upgrades is really nice. The first thing I should point out is that the machine guns on the Stromberg are incredible. People do not realize how deadly these machine guns are. They are about as effective as shooting a minigun at a car. In fact, to very easily showcase that, I'm going to make my way over towards the airport. In front of you, I have 2 identical Duco Deaths, fully upgraded, especially when it comes to the armor slot. On the one side, I have a Stromberg. On the other side, you got a dude with a big ol' minigun. Let's see how long it takes the minigun to destroy the Duco Death. I'm just gonna sit here and keep on shooting at the exact same spots. You know what? That was actually fairly quick. I'm pretty surprised. Now, I do not think that the Stromberg is going to be able to blow up the car as fast as what the minigun was able to do, but I also think that it'll be pretty dang close. But there's only one way to find out. After quickly going through the footage, we can see that it took about 7.3 seconds to destroy the Duco Death with the minigun, and if we compare that to the Stromberg, it only took about 9.5 seconds. That is only a 2-second difference. That's actually really impressive when you think about it, because the Stromberg has unlimited ammo and it's absolutely free to use, and it's almost as effective as a freaking minigun. Not only does the Stromberg have absolutely amazing machine guns, but it also features missiles, and these missiles are very, very strong. They're not like your kind of crappy oppressor missiles, your thruster missiles, or your buzzard missiles. These are just about as good as you're going to get when it comes to missiles. It does not matter what is chasing you. If you get a lock on, it is going to be very, very hard to lose that lock on. To showcase how good these Stromberg missiles are, as you can see, I have acquired a 5-star wanted level. And with this 5-star wanted level, we are going to be shooting at whatever my missiles can lock onto. Look, a helicopter, no more. As you can see, these are not crappy missiles. They will very easily chase just about whatever you have a lock on. Oop, helicopter, no more. So even though the Stromberg is a vehicle that has no jump ability, it doesn't really need one. If you have somebody that is in your way, the missiles will very, very easily... Oh my god, that was a big explosion. But if you have something that's in your way, or you have somebody in a jet trying to grief you, just one lock-on with the Stromberg is incredibly easy to stop that. As you can see, I managed to hit that cop while I was completely sideways. It's pretty insane. There you go. Hit that cop car over there. As I was saying, it's just pretty insane what these missiles are able to do. They have a very, very hard time missing, which is great. It's not like your kind of crappy buzzard missiles. The only time they're really going to miss targets is when there's something driving directly at you and the missiles have to completely turn around. But as you can see, I'm going to spin my car around real quick and we're going to get a lock on one of these helicopters. Boom. Goodbye, helicopter. And another helicopter. Well, never mind. It didn't lock on. Unfortunate. Oh! There you go. We somehow managed to lock onto that helicopter. But as you can see, the Stromberg missiles are absolutely insane. They are ridiculously good, and the chance of missing somebody is just about slim to none as long as you get a decent lock on. I should also add that the Stromberg can actually survive a pretty decent chunk of missiles. For example, if we drive into this building here, I can simulate somebody shooting homing missiles at me just by blowing them up on myself. So, there's one missile. As you can see, it does damage the vehicle a bit, knocks it, lights it on fire, whatever. There's 2 missiles. The Stromberg is still working. Let's fire our 3rd missile. There you go. Stromberg is still working. 4th missile. Stromberg still working. Bit of smoke coming out of the back. 5th missile. The Stromberg is still working. It took 6 missiles to fully blow up our Stromberg. That means 5 homing missiles and the vehicle will get blown up. That is pretty dang impressive when you think about it. It's a vehicle that's only $1.7 million and it can survive 5 homing missiles. Let's compare how many missiles the Stromberg can survive to the Toreador, which, I'll be honest, is also an incredibly solid vehicle. So once again, we're going to drive our vehicle right up to a wall, and 1 missile, 2 missiles, 3 missiles, 4 missiles, 5 missiles. I don't see any smoke actually coming out yet. Oh, wait, yes I do. That is a lot of smoke. And 6 missiles. As you can see, the Stromberg and Toreador survive the exact same amount of missiles. That is really impressive. When you think about it, really the advantages you gain with the Toreador are not nearly as big as you would think. The couple advantages you have with the Toreador, A, is unlimited missiles. That's really nice. But it's not the end of the world. For example, let's say I run out of missiles with my Stromberg. All I need to do, go to Vehicles, go to Return Personal Vehicle to Storage, and then Request Personal Vehicle. This takes a solid, 5-6 seconds to do, and there's my Stromberg fully restocked with a brand new set of missiles. So that alone is pretty easy, and I wouldn't say really warrants the Toreador to be flat out better. The Toreador used to have the ability to be accessible in missions. Unfortunately, Rockstar took that away. So now you can't do that with the Toreador. And if we take a look at the final thing it has an advantage over, it's the speed. And that's about it. The Toreador has a lot more speed than the Stromberg because it has a rocket boost. Apart from that, I can't really say there's all too much better, though, the Toreador has. I mean, the Stromberg is a heck of a lot cheaper, and the fact that it survives the same amount of missiles, the fact that it has amazing homing missiles that come fully equipped for free, and the fact that we haven't even gone over its special ability yet, which is going underwater. This is a really, really impressive vehicle. I think a lot of people honestly forget how strong the Stromberg is, and I'm actually very surprised to see Rockstar making the price so dang cheap on this vehicle for how good it is. As you can see, we are going into the water, and yes, the Stromberg does have boat capabilities. Unfortunately, well, I kind of failed at my job. We might have to put this back into land mode and then put it back in the water. But now let's try it again. As you can see, the Stromberg has a really sick animation, and then it goes into underwater mode. And even though it's pretty hard to see it here because this water's not too deep, you can still drive the Stromberg fully underwater, as you can see kind of here as we're scraping this bottom of the ocean. It also can shoot torpedoes underwater, as you can see, and if you shoot the torpedoes out of water, they can also turn into missiles, which is also really dang cool. So awesome, awesome abilities the Stromberg has. Because of this, it actually means that if you're skilled enough, you can hit people underwater in jets in the air. The Stromberg's torpedoes are also homing, so if you have to deal with somebody in a boat or anything like that, it's very easy to. Honestly, the underwater capabilities aren't all too important in the Stromberg. I don't think I have ever really used them apart from just messing around with some friends, but still, the Stromberg is an absolutely fantastic vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. I can't really say there's any downside to this car. It's cheap, it is incredibly nice for what it is, it's not slow, it's got great missiles, an insanely overpowered machine gun that'll just about kill anything in front of you. Its handling is absolutely fine for what it is. I mean, it might not be the fastest vehicle, but it still handles very well, as you can see. The vehicle looks really, really cool, plus it's got some awesome animations, and it can go underwater. And it stores a lot of missiles. What more do you really want for a vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online? So, if you want my final closing remarks, I do not think the Stromberg is better than the Toreador. If you already own one, I don't really suggest to buy a Stromberg because there's no real reason to. A lot of the things you can do with this vehicle, you can do in a Toreador anyway. But if you're a newer player, or you're a player that wants to try something out that's new and might be a little bit of fun, this is an absolutely fantastic vehicle, especially if you're a newer player in Grand Theft Auto Online. This will definitely be a video that I will be talking about when it comes to future money grinding and best vehicles to purchase for safety. It's easy to get your hands on. The missiles come fully equipped, as I said. The armor's absolutely fantastic. You don't need any prior bunker research or anything like that. Even if you don't get the trade price on the Stromberg, it's still only $2.5 million, which is a very, very reasonable price tag for everything you're considering. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.